What is self-care anyway? A lot of people talk about it, and a lot of people are saying that they are doing more self-care. What does that really mean? And what could be maybe three keys of doing it right? So, the first thing that you might want to ask yourself is it starts with how you talk to yourself inside your mind. So, we do have so many different thoughts, 50 to 80,000 thoughts per day. We've learned that in the previous blogs. And 70% of these thoughts are negative. So, what are you doing in order to catch yourself talking to yourself that way and change your mind and say, wait a minute, what did I just tell myself? This is not nice. Maybe I should talk to myself a little nicer. So, how do you talk to yourself? That's the first key. Pay attention to your internal dialogue. What are you telling yourself? What are the things that you repeat to yourself the most? And how can you transform that and use that technique that I teach a lot? And you may have heard it many times. I used to think that I was lazy, and now I'm willing to learn how to change that. Or I used to think that I was not good enough. Now I'm willing to learn how to change that. So, what are the things you're telling yourself? And immediately catch yourself having these negative thoughts and change it. The second key is, do you only spend your time to take care of everybody else? So do you take time for yourself? This is the most common way that people do self-care. They take time for themselves. Now, there are a few things that I want to ask you about this. One, do you take time for yourself, or do you wait until everybody else and the whole world has been taken care of before you are on the list? Is there anything that you do that are just for yourself? Is there anything that only you like that kind of movie, or only you read that kind of book, and it's not useful? It doesn't serve anybody else but you to read that book right now. So what are you doing to please yourself and treat yourself? And the second question I want to ask about this is, when you do treat yourself, is it something that sabotages you? That is not self-care, because in the end, it is not healthy for you. So is the way you treat yourself really a way to negatively impact your health or impact yourself? Is the way you treat yourself is by staying up really late at night watching YouTube videos, or is it going for a bike ride, or spending time outdoor, or reading a book, or is it drinking wine, or doing something that is not so healthy, or a tub of ice cream? That is not self-care, because we all know that 2 liters of ice cream is not so good for us. So how do you do that self-care? And the third question I have about that second point of, do you do something for yourself, is, when you do you feel guilty? Why do we always feel guilty for spending time for ourselves, for doing something that only us will enjoy? Why does it always have to be for everybody else? So think about these things. The third key that I want to mention is, when you make a mistake, do you forgive yourself? How hard are you on yourself? So think about something that you did that you're like, oh, what have I done? Oh, darn it. Recently, I made a big mistake. I was setting up an email to be sent to a corporation where I did a conference. And then I usually send them a reminder a month later that says, hey, it's been almost a month. And how are you doing with your goals and your objectives? And I was planning to send this a month from the date that we have been meeting. And I don't know how it happened, but I clicked at the wrong place and I clicked send. It's only been a week since I spoke there. So now everybody has received this email from me saying, it's been a month, but it's only been a week. I felt so bad. And how did I get over it? How do you get over it when you make a mistake? You have to forgive yourself. You have to say, hey, I'm human. What am I learning from this? So I've got a few learnings from this, and I know what to do next time. I took my learning and I'm like, okay, well, it is done. Next time, I know what to do. Next time, I have grown from this experience and I will fix it. There's always a way to fix it. So when you make a mistake, how do you forgive yourself? And how quick do you do that? And the fastest way is to look for the learning. How have I grown from this? What am I learning? So always use these. So these were the main 3 keys. And why is self-care so important anyway? It's because a lot of people believe that their family, their coworkers, their spouse, their children are more important than them, or their client or their boss. And even though it's very noble to think that, if you are not at your very best, if you don't spend time for yourself, if you don't spend time on your own confidence, on your own being at your very best, you cannot be there for your coworkers, for your boss, for your clients, for your children, for your spouse, if you don't take care of yourself. And imagine when you are at your very best and you're totally rocking it, how much better can everybody else around you be served? Because a lot of us have this huge desire of helping others, and it starts with self-caring for yourself. So are you doing it right?